So here we go again. Yesterday we were looking at these markets. We were calling a short-term bounce, and we got it. We got what we were looking for. We got a great area. So guys, let me know urgently in the chats who got some of these trades yesterday. And guess what? I'm bringing you some more. We're looking at a lot of things today. I've got updates for you on Solana, BCH, Say, Litecoin. Then I'm looking at a BONK long. I'm looking at Injective. I'm looking at LPT, potential long brewing here. And then I've got Simon in the back again for round 2. He called it so nicely of 𝗏𝗏𝗪𝗏 for us yesterday. It tied in with a lot of the science. So I'm bringing him in here. He's talking today AVAX, Quant, and IMX. So guys, we've got so much to do. It's the weekend. We are going to have some fun. And if this market's green, we're going to have a great weekend. So let's get right into it. Guys, and don't forget, Banter Bubbles, we've got 2 days left to guess the price of BTC. So for those of you that don't know, all you need to do is go to Banter Bubbles and click on the BTC sign. So here it is over here, the BTC sign. Click on the BTC sign and guess the price of BTC at the end of the year. We've got, what do we have? 3 days left to guess the price. All you need to do is be on one of these trading links here, CoinW, OKX, BitGet, Bybit. If you're not on any of those, grab one. There is one in the description for you, and guess the price of BTC. You can win half a BTC if you guess the price correctly. And for those of you that take 10 trades by January the 1st, you can win a full BTC if you get the price right. So get stuck into that, guys. The links are in the description for you, and have a lot of fun. We are still floating around that, that 42K level for BTC. And, we've got a couple of days left. Maybe you're going to get it. So have a few goes at it, see what you can do. And again, nice to see a nice green Banter Bubbles here. CAS is back doing its thing, 16% BONK. I mean, we called that BONK, didn't we? 𝗏𝗏𝗪𝗏 yesterday was telling us BONK was going to move, and I think they gave us about 22%. Now I'm looking at another BONK trade today, so we're going to look at that one. BSV is still doing its thing, that pump in Korea, and Say is ripping. So yeah, good to see a nice green market here. I did see a little bit of FUD, but the market doesn't seem to care at the moment. So this is the first bit of FUD we've seen here. OKX is talking about delisting privacy tokens. So what are those things? Those are things like Dash, ZEC, Zen, those type of things, Monero. So maybe a little bit of FUD in the market to bring a little bit of a vibe down. Then the Chinese are at it again. For those of you that were around 2020, 2021, they were always banning and unbanning all these things. And here they go again. So now they're saying using Tether is illegal, causing all sorts of issues. But I haven't really noticed a big move in the market yet. So maybe the market's just shaking this thing off while we wait for early January with all the ETFs news. And then I see in India there is a little bit more FUD here. They're talking about blocking URLs of 9 offshore exchanges, including Binance, not Binance. But that is something they're talking about here. So KuCoin, Huobi, Kraken, Gate, Bittrex, Bitstamp, Mexi. So a lot of FUD floating around, and the market at the moment doesn't really seem to care. If we look at the bigger picture, BTC, this is us on the weekly again. No changes to my view yesterday. This is still my view. I'm going to tell you guys this view until we are blue in the face, until we get the announcement. I'm looking at a flag here on the weekly, and no reason to think this flag is not some kind of bull flag for us to get one more push into this 48K region. So that is still what I'm looking at. And then again, my preferred plan, we're going to be buying BTC again around about this 37K region, in my opinion. Stand to be corrected, but sometime in January, I think we're going to get that second bite at that 37K. So let's see how that goes. Today's levels, what am I watching? Well, today this is the 2-hour. The 2-hour range that I like to look at. And again, keeping it very simple here. This is the bull line right here. You can see this trend at the moment. So we are watching this as the bull line. The bull's going to love this. If we break this trend, we are looking for a little rejection here at 43,500, little rejection, and then let the bull vibes continue potentially into the weekend. So that is ideally my first prize scenario, what I'm looking at. And then supports that I'm watching today. 42,500, that is unchanged. 42,140, that is also the 786 that we looked at yesterday. And then lower down, I do have my eyes on these horizontals here, maybe a mega sort of double bottom here at 41,700. So these are my areas I'm watching today. For the weekend to be fun, I would think we don't really want to lose 42,100. I'd say I don't want to go much lower than that. So let's see how we go there. But that is the game plan. And as long as BTC is stable in these areas or pushing bullish, I think these altcoins are going to carry on ripping for us. And we are going to have a good time. So I see Cunning George is in the chat. He's asking me about some meme coins here. Remember this cock in you that we were trading last week? I see you guys are still talking about it. We maybe need to do a little update. Is this thing actually pumping here, guys? Let me know. I haven't looked at this in a couple of days. And who else is here in the chats? I see Michelle's here. She's just jumped in. Michelle was in Sniper Club with us a couple of minutes ago. She can't get enough of the banter fam. She obviously loves her trading. Michelle, always good to have you here. Let's see who else is here. There's another guy, Alexandros, wants to do wife-changing money. Is that the meme coin, or are you just looking to have wife-changing money? Let us know. Let's see who else is here. Mubi, that's a good one. Fahad, how are you, bro? Welcome back. And Vinod's liking some ZIL. Casey's here. Okay, guys, always good to have you here. Drop some of your charts here, or drop some of your tokens in the list. Simon's in the back also waiting. So we're going to try and grab whatever we can from you guys. So let's do a quick update as to where we were yesterday. Obviously, when we get it right, we need to really just say we got it right. And fuck me, did we get it right yesterday, or did we get it right? We called a lot of these tokens yesterday. Simon's got the thumbs up in the back. Okay, so a little update on Sol. For those of you who got Sol, I mean, this was a beautiful little move. And what did we get? We got 9% on Sol yesterday off that call, and a very simple play for us. It was a 382 that we were looking at. It was the horizontals. And we had the stochastics reset, 4 hour, 8 hour, I think it was the 12 hour. So Sol's looking good. For me, my target for Sol is still the 618 level. So I'm looking at 115 for Sol as my upside target for this particular move. There might obviously be more in the tank. You guys know my weekly picture for Sol. I'm looking at bigger things. I'm looking at 130 to 140 potentially for Solana. So for this little scalp play, the 618 is still in play for us. So no changes here on Solana. Let's take a look at BCH. This was another one we spoke about yesterday. So we got you guys your entry. So yesterday I was talking about waiting for this little retest on the 382, and this is what they gave us. Pretty much in the dead of the night, I think they came and they gave us that little BCH wick, or little BCH entry there for you. So on trend, horizontal 382. So that BCH trade we gave yesterday is now underway. If you are looking to enter now, you probably are a little bit late now. This is approximately 6% now to below today's daily wick. So spot traders, perhaps this could still work for you for the weekend. We're looking at a potential, what do we got here? 15% move to the 200-week moving average, and then we got a 38% move to the 375 mark, which is something I am still watching for BCH. So this is now in play. Guys, let me know in the chats, did anyone take BCH? Or am I just the old school dusty token trader here that has been talking about BCH for way too long, and now it's finally moving? So let me know in the chats here. I'm looking. Who actually took this BCH yesterday? I did, if that counts for anything. So let me know. Let me know who else has got it. Another update for you. Say this thing is just relentless at the moment. I'm going to show you guys my P&L. I just have to show you because it's hilarious. But this Say trade that we got yesterday, we were looking at a retest here at 618 and trend 0.43. That was our target we were looking at for Say. So that is now moved nicely into that region that we like, and that is now cooking. So the first trade of the day, BONK. This is what I'm looking at now. So BONK was a trade that we looked at yesterday through Lux Algo. And we got that nice move. It didn't tie in perfectly with my levels, so it wasn't what I was looking for at the time. But now I think we are going to get our bonk set up, and what I'm looking for is this gentle pullback now into this horizontal, and then I want to send this bonk. So I'm looking at a bonk move here of about 70%, give or take currently. The stop is a little bit big. Remember, these meme coins, they are volatile. They give you massive moves. And if you're using high leverage on meme coins, you are putting yourself at a little bit of risk. So this is more suited to very low leverage stuff. I'm talking spot traders. I'm talking 2x, 3x type of thing. If you want to play these games, what I would suggest here for BONK, if this market's going to stay bullish, I want to see BONK holding this multiple zero, 1458 level. So I don't really want to see BONK much lower than this area here. So call it 1458. Give or take, that's an area of interest to me for BONK. If we do get this move lower, I am looking for a 70% move now on BONK. So I have opened a small BONK position here, and any pullbacks I'm going to be buying on BONK. And then exit regions that you can look for. The first area of interest to start bailing, 0.0000138. If you start losing that region, that is an exit area for me. And then your next big area is the low from yesterday. So multiple zeros, 1, 2. Multiple zeros, 1, 2, 2. That is another big area. So remember, this is BONK USDT on MEXC. So if you're trading 10,000 BONK on Perps, it's the same thing. They've just eliminated some of the zeros. Okay, so just remember, this is the chart I'm using, the MEXC USDT chart. And yeah, that is my play. Simon is in the back here. Simon, are you still in BONK? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. He's not in BONK. Okay, so we're going to talk about this BONK just now. No, you don't kill me like this. Okay, we're going to talk about this BONK shortly. Then I'm going to bring him in for a couple of others. There, my next one. What have I got here? I've got an update. Litecoin. So Litecoin was one we were looking at yesterday. We went long yesterday, Litecoin, off the 200 MA and the 382 and horizontal. So this trade is now in play. Upside target for me, Litecoin, is still the 79 region. So no changes there. So if you did get that Litecoin, this trade is good. We are still moving. And LPT. So this is a trade we've all just taken now. We were in Sniper Club doing an AMA about an hour ago, and DJ and Dave actually brought this one to our attention. I see Mark Dutch is here. Mark, what's happening, bro? Let us know what you are trading there in the comments. Well, let us know, Mark. What are you in? So we were in Sniper Club just now doing an AMA with the community there, and DJ and Dave brought us this trade, LPT, and we pulled it up, and it made a lot of sense to us. So here's LPT on the 4 hour. 618 I've got horizontals as well, and you can see we do have some kind of potential double bottom here in play for LPT, so this is interesting for us. So I've opened a small burner position here at the moment, and the bulls, what you want to see, we want to see this break up, we want to see the retest, and then we want to see the actual move play out. So I've opened a small position in the interim just to see if we get something. And exit points, well, you can start bailing under 8.19, and you can start bailing under 8.06. So those are potential exit areas you're going to be looking for. And then as far as potential TPs are concerned, what you can do is you can go to the top of the move, you can pull your fib down to the bottom, and you can start identifying your 618 and your 382 regions as potential rejection areas or potential TP zones. And then you can start looking at points where you can start TPing on something like LPT. So the first thing I would do here on LPT is I'd look at a 618. You can see the 618 is a nice little region tied in with horizontal. And then I'm going to look a little bit higher at a revisit of these highs. So that is my next target there for LPT. So we are looking at 9.6 and we are looking at 10.5. So those are the two targets there that we have in mind at the moment. And remember, the bigger move is once we break that trend and we retest, that's the real position. I have entered a small position here in the meantime, just on the expectation that we might turn bullish and we might start pushing a little bit higher here. Okay, let's see who's Rui likes Filecoin. Yeah, we did cover a bit of File yesterday. Alexandros has got File, ZIL, Optimism, Injective. I do have an Injective update here for you guys. And are we still trading DOT? Because I see DOT's broken trend. DOT's looking interesting. It's actually potentially a trade. I mean, Simon's giving me a thumbs up here in the back. He's loving DOT. Okay, let's look. Before I bring Simon in here, let's look at this Injective. Okay, so we've seen a lot of these altcoins are looking like this at the moment. So yesterday, what we were saying was we were teeing up for some kind of short-term move. We had a situation where we needed some of these dailies to reset and all these things, but we were expecting a short-term move. And we got a lot of these altcoins, AVAX, Injective, Gala, I've seen, Render, a lot of these things. They've all just pushed up into these trend areas now. They're at resistance zones, and now they're saying to us, decision time for the next move. Are we rejecting here or are we blowing higher? So what I would say here for Injective, for those of you who are interested in Injective, the bulls, there are two options right now, and they both actually bullish plays for me. The first one, and I'd say the most bullish, is a little pullback here onto this 34.4 region. That is my preferred choice for Injective, but the second option that we can get here is a potential push from this region, rejection, retest, which is going to give us our entry, and then that bigger move. So there are two bullish options at play right now on Injective, and things that are talking to me that I like about Injective. This 4 hour has started turning up. We've got an 8 hour stock as well that is double bottomed here. We've got a daily, a 12 hour that is bottomed out, and we've got a daily that is reset. So things are starting to talk to me here on Injective, and I wouldn't put it past these guys if they give us a little double bottom, and that's a little move back to 34. So call it 34.4. That is my preferred option. So a little bleed out, little double bottom here, and then the proper move. But if they do move it early and they start breaking this trend, I think we need to jump onto that train, and that's our second prize there. So keep that one on your list. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Adnan's looking for Glimmer, Ethereum from Anubis, guys. Okay, let's do an ETH update. I think it's only fair. The godfather of altcoins here. Let's look at Ethereum. This is the 3-day. So I did touch on this one briefly yesterday. ETH, the target for me for ETH is still this 2.5 to 2.6 region. We haven't changed our view here. And then again, DGens, what you can do, easy play here for ETH. You just dial in. Okay, and you take a look at what is actually happening on the smaller time frames, and you can see what we've got here. And ETH actually, funnily enough, looks a little bit like DOT currently. So we had this little downtrend. Now we've broken this trend, and ETH is currently retesting. So on the 1 hour for the scalpers, there is potentially a move coming right now for ETH. So a potential trade is brewing here. This would be your entry on the retest. So we've had a break, we're looking for the retest, and your upside target is going to be 2.5 to 2.6. So the ETH bulls out there's your target. And what can I give you for potential exit points? Well, if you're wrong on a trade, you always need to know where you're going to exit. So you got to take your lowest risk entry points, and that's why we focus so much on getting good entries here and good tight entries, so we can eliminate risk, especially for the leverage traders out there. And what I would suggest here, exit points, if you are losing 2.330, that's a potential area. If we get a candle close under that region, that's a potential exit zone. And if we get a candle close under 2.310, I would say that's another potential ETH exit. So Simon, I see in the back here, what's going on here? Let's I see that some things are turning a little bit red. What's going on here?
I'm just looking at that. There's a few things going the wrong way, aren't they?
There's a very strong red ETH candle coming down here. Okay,
we're being counter traded.
Translating into BTC. Okay, no, so BTC is fine. Okay, so yeah, nothing's changed here on BTC at the moment. Let's just look at dominance quickly. Okay, so dominance is fine. That is good. Dominance is sitting on the 200-day MA in 618, same as yesterday, so no changes there. But yeah, very interesting. ETH is moving into our retest region. So that is a potential long still. So for me, ETH up to 2.5, 2.6 is the potential long. And if you are wrong, well, you take your medicine and you exit your position. I like to wait for candles to close and things like that. But yeah, this is quite a clean trade here. I mean, your risk at the moment on the first exit is about 0.7%. Your risk on the next exit is 1.5. And if you want to stretch a little bit lower, you can look at under the 618, and that's about a 3% risk. So those are your options right now for a little e-scope. Could be something there. Okay, let's talk AVAX, because, well, firstly, well done on yesterday. That Lux Algo was hot.
It was a good day. It was a good day yesterday. I saw somebody was flashing a 450% profit from our calls yesterday. So we had a good day yesterday. It's nice when the science ties in with the indicators.
Sorry, I just had to urgently plug in my my Mac here. This thing was running out of power. That would have been
massive elbow. We just saw a massive elbow there.
There would have been a bad result there. Yeah, you would have been left on your own here. Okay, so let's talk. Okay, talk to me about BONK. So you took a 20% move yesterday on Lux.
Yeah. Shall I share screen? I got kicked out of StreamYard briefly, so my screen's gone off. When you're done, I'll share afterwards. Okay.
So yeah, well, here's our BONK trade that I'm taking here. So just bring up your screen so long.
All right, 1 second. Share screen.
I see Maruka's here in the crowd. She's got BONK. She's got 𝗠𝗏. I like 𝗠𝗏. Yeah, we looked at it yesterday.
Do you want to pull your screen back up and do your one first?
Well, I've brought my BONK up. Everyone knows my BONK story. So let's see what we've got here.
So obviously after the big move yesterday, I've essentially drawn this trend line on the 15 kind of from this low. And I have been in since this was the 28th of December. So this was yesterday. This is where we jumped in, somewhere around here. I've been in since then. Now what's happened is this trend line that I've drew, we've actually just lost it about half an hour ago. So I've just got out. Literally as simple as that. I drew a trend line, it held, it bounced, it held, everything here. I wasn't even looking at that. We have got cash flow, which has been positive. Now it's coming down again. But very simply, I lost the trend line, so I've jumped out. It's as simple as that. Doesn't always need to be difficult.
Yeah, look, you keep it simple. You stick to your system, and that's all good. So look, for me, I want to be long and strong on BONK. I have shown my exit plans here, so that is what I'm looking at the moment. Let's talk AVAX.
Okay,
I want to bring let me bring up my AVAX chart quickly and just show you where I am. Okay, so AVAX, this is what I'm looking at currently. So this is the AVAX 4 hour. I've identified this one in Sniper Club a couple of days ago. We were looking at this rising trend. Okay, this was beautiful, and we were saying, I'll just put them out on the show, if we lose a rising trend here, things turn bearish for a short term. Even though we are in a bullish market, we need to understand that we lose a rising trend, things need to reset. Things need to calm down, and now we have reached a point for AVAX where it's potentially a reversal time. And the reason I like it, for me, is I've got a 382 here, I've got horizontals, they are talking to me, and then I've also got things like 8-hour stock reset, 12-hour stock reset, daily resetting. Okay, so 4 hours on its way up, and that started yesterday. When we were calling that move yesterday, we were looking for a little push. Okay, so what am I looking for me on AVAX? Again, same as Injective. I'd love to see this little double bottom. Okay, so this is, again, my first prize, is to get something along these lines, okay, for that bullish move for me. But yeah, tell me what you're seeing here.
Cool. If you want to put my screen up. All right, so you're on the 4 hour, yeah? I'm actually on the 8 hour right now. I'm actually on the 8 hour, looking slightly longer. I drew a fib from down here, and we actually touched that 382. I think it must be the same 382 that you drew. The thing that looks interesting to me is this has already bottomed out, this momentum wave, and it's hit the 60 line, which is always a good sign. And we've got a green dot. And then, to sort of back this up further, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, obviously there was some bearish divergence that played out as so. We had a red trend line here as well. What's happened is the RSI has come down. We're now down to like 12, which is very low. The last time we were this low was, hold on, I've got to move the screen further back. Last time we were this low was here, and we essentially got a big move. So what I'm looking for is the same again. We've got the dot there. We've got this confirmation on 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. You can see, if I just zoom in real quick, that the money flow, which is the red wave in the background, we are outside this sort of aping line. But what's happened is it's now turning more horizontal. So what I'd anticipate is that we'd actually get this and we get it to come back in. And what I'm really looking for is I'm looking for the red to go green. And if you look up here, it went green about here. And this is the move that we got. So what I'm essentially looking for is this to do the same. So this has gone green. Let me just reposition everything again. We've got green there. We've got green there. The VWAP has now sort of come down. It's now facing up. It's crossed over the 0 line, which is normally a good sign. We've bounced off this 382. I would hope we get some sort of reaction here. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, so you like that 382? You like that double bottom play? Where are you jumping in?
I think so. If I'm honest, I already jumped in here on this wick, so I'm in. Okay. I like the double bottom. Yeah.
Okay, nice one. So okay, here's AVAX. I've got AVAX 37. Let's call it 38.8. For me, I think there would be a dream entry here, and that would help us, just confirm a lot of these things reset. And yeah, I think then we're good. And we're seeing so many of these. Here's another one, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. Okay, another setup playing out exactly the same. I've got to show you guys dot as well. So 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 for me, for all the 𝗪𝗪 fans. Same story. Looking at this 0.307 as a potential bounce zone here for us, and to continue this bullish move that we're looking for. And then backup areas for me, for 𝗪𝗪, 0.0283. So this is the 50-day MA. I've got some horizontals. I've got 618. So 𝗪𝗪 fans over there, potential entry coming now, 0.0307. And then your backup area, 0.028. So those are both sort of hot zones for me on 𝗪𝗪. I'm just reading the chat here. There's a lot of guys want to know about this this cock.
I've got Ghana open as well, actually. I don't know if you want me just to show you what I've been looking at. One of the guys on Sniper Club brought it up earlier on. There you go. Okay, cool. So we drew a trend line this morning, which kind of hits lots of levels on the way through. And very simply, the price came up. Obviously, we've got the. I'll just show you guys real quick. We've got the red reversal zone, which is this zone that I'm sort of highlighting up here. Price action came off there, bounced nicely into the green, into the red, and back down towards the green again. But what we've got is this trend line as well. So even though we came through the trend line, we might get that again. But what I'm anticipating is another push either off of this green zone here, or indeed off the trend line. Now, the RSIs, again, same story. They're ready to go. This is on the 4 hour. So I'm seeing a similar sort of theme here.
Okay, so Ghana long in play. There's so much happening here. I've also got Matic. Let me show you this Matic. Geez, there's so much going on right now. I see the guys are talking about options expiration and things like that. So that is giving us a little bit of red in the market here. But let's let things settle a little bit. Let's not panic yet. There's a couple of red candles, but it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Right now, here's Matic. So Matic's played our game for us. We've been talking about Matic for months, really, but this was a big area for us. This 200-week MA, if you were around, we were talking about this 200-week MA, and it hung around here for days and finally gave us our move. But what I really like about Matic now, for this continuation here, I'm loving this 0.962. This is a potential bounce zone right now, so we might be getting a gift here for Matic. 0.962, that's a potential area here, flag bottom for us. And then looking obviously for more bullish things if we do get that bounce. But yeah, so Matic traders, hot zone 0.964. And then I've got a backup area 0.924. So these are the two hot zones that I've marked here for you for Matic, and both sort of bullish areas here still. So again, if we do get this pullback and we get a move into these areas, these are potential buy zones here for all the traders that are looking for something there. Okay, I'm looking in the chats here. There's questions about the best meme coin on AVAX. I only know of one. It's that cock in you. And we spoke about that.
They just want you to say it. They just want you to say it.
Yeah, you just want me to say it. It's not right. It's not right. Let's look. It's trading on KeyCoin. And I know, George and all those guys were involved. Oh, look at that. Okay, cool. So there is a little bit of a move here on the 4 hour. Okay, let's look at this 1 hour. Okay, so somebody's revived this thing. Maybe it's coming back into a little bit of meme season. So I see they put the brakes on for a while there, and some of these memes fell over. We were talking about this earlier, some of these Solana memes. But the minute Sol starts pumping again like it's done, these things seem to be picking up. And I'm assuming it's the same with AVAX. Okay, so yeah, look, cock. Let's see. Support right now, okay? Support regions. 175, okay, 14. Okay, again, these meme coins are big movers, guys. So if you're using leverage on these meme coins, you are asking for trouble. This is more small position, big move. You're looking for very low leverage or spot stuff here, and then you could be okay. But remember, these things are so volatile here. You can get absolutely rinsed very quickly, and then it can just run away from you. So these type of things, small position, big move, and obviously they're very risky. But you can see what we got here. We got a potential range play coming. So another potential 70% coming here, but you can see what needs to happen. We've got our previous supports. Okay, it's now resistance. Okay, as you can see, resistance, what we want to see, we want to just see this confirm as support, and then we're away. Then I'd say this range play on cock is good. I mean, they're still going on about this in the chat. Okay.
I'm such a child. Every time you say it, it's funny.
No, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay, no, you guys are bad. Okay, I'm not reading these chats here. Okay, let's go to DOT. I saw we were falling over just now, but we've got something going on here. So DOT, again, similar downtrend, like all of these altcoins, and now we've broken trend, and we are looking right now at a potential retest. So let's look at some areas here for DOT, and can you let me know what Lux is telling us as well, Simon, at the same time? I just want to see what we got here on DOT. I mean, I would never have guessed a month ago, or even 2 months ago, that DOT was ever going to come back from the dead the way it has. And I see the DOT community has revived itself. They're getting all pumped up again. Okay, but there could be something here. This green candle could be an opportunity here. Okay, so level 8.35. Okay, that's a 618. And let's look at our next areas. 8.27. 8.13. So these are potential zones for DOT now. When this when this move decides to stop dumping, these are potential areas that you could possibly grab some buys in, because I still like the look of this DOT here with this trend break. We've got a 4-hour reset. We've got an 8-hour reset. We've got 12-hour reset.
The 8-hour looks good. It's coming down now.
Down. Okay, so let's see what Lux has got here for us. If there's any juice there. I'm pulling up your screen.
No sweat. Cool. So what I'm seeing at the minute, I've just looked at all the time frames. I'm not seeing it ready yet, but the 8-hour looks best. This is obviously coming down. What I'd want to see is a visit to this kind of 60 line here, where this low was formed. And this low was formed in order to give you a move that isn't just that. What I'm looking for is you want a strong reaction. So a move down to the 60 lines, say this move here, is then what generates the next kind of big move. So if we kind of keep going, sorry, let me just get rid of this. If we keep going here, this actually looks like it's starting to turn now, which would be, if it turns now, it's a bullish move because obviously it pushes off from further up, but the other thing is you don't get so much momentum there. This looks like it's coming in now for the turn. So this is nowhere near the 60 line. So it may not be that strong. The RSI on Lux Algo is down at 25, but it's already flattening off. So what you really want to see is, a move like this, like I said before. So I'm not sure, Dill, at the minute. The 4 hours had a reset. It's given us a green dot. It did come down to just about the 60 line. But as you can see here, nothing's really happened yet. So either we're waiting for the candle to make a new higher high in the area. Cash flow is kind of negative, coming down. I'm not entirely convinced that this is the strongest move of the day. There's so many coins out there. This one isn't doing it for me.
Okay, so these are the levels that you can watch for DOT if you are interested. Normal Fibonacci tells us trend retest 618. So these are areas you can look at: 8.35, 8.28, 8.14. Those are the areas. Those are the levels. Okay, if we hit those areas and we bounce from there, those are solid zones that I'm watching right now. You can see, there is a pullback happening right now. We got to try and understand when it's going to stop. And the first area, you always look for solid areas first. So look, we've had a 4% move already in the last 1 hour candle. So that is pretty big. But again, these are the areas: hot zone, 618 horizontal, 8.35, 8.28, 8.14, 8.15. That is, those are the DOT zones. And then guys, I owe you mover. I know a lot of you in the chats yesterday were talking to me about mover, and I actually didn't get around to it. And I do have a mover chart for you. So if we just zoom out quickly on the weekly for mover, there were a lot of questions about it because it was a massive pump on this token about, look, it must have been late last week or maybe Monday, Tuesday, whenever it happened. Might have been even Christmas Day. But look at the size of the move.
It was on 23rd, yeah.
Okay, so look, size of the move, massive. We know after a move like that, there's always some kind of relief, some kind of pullback, something like that. And I'd mark this 618 as a potential area, but they did front run it a little bit. So we didn't hit that 618, but the next best thing you can do is you can dial in for the DGen traders out there. Let's pull out the 1 hour and you can start looking at areas of interest. So you can see what's happened here. We've had that trend break and now we are just waiting for a retest here. So this is the 1 hour. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, we do have a trend break now, and now you just do your typical scalper move. So if you didn't get your bottom move or your aggressive entry, which is always at some kind of double bottom or some kind of solid area, your next play is to wait for these retests of these areas and solid zones. And right now we did have a nice strong move again, and now we're moving into our first potential scalper zone here. So this is 28.2. This is our first potential mover area where we could get a bounce. And then my next area is the 618, a little bit lower here at 25.5. So these are the two hot zones that I'm watching for mover. I'm not in a mover position. I've missed that entire move. But if you are a scalper and you are looking for something like that, those are your hot zones.
I've got something I can show on Lux for mover as well if you want, real quick.
Okay, let's take a look.
Okay, cool. Just amazing, really. So I've put it on the 8 hour. Look at this. I pulled a fib from top to bottom. How's that for a bounce? I mean, it's incredible, isn't it? It's so accurate. It's unbelievable. So obviously we've got this short in play right now. One of the things that obviously in the case of a bullish market, you don't always get this short giving you a TP. So this is why we're not seeing anything. But what's interesting to me is that straight up we've got two indicators telling us that there's a long signal coming, which appeared kind of here. We've had these candles push up. I'm not sure what's going to happen next though. Normally these would be green candles and we would have had a buy signal here. So I'm just kind of watching at the minute. I'm not in a position either, but I'm watching to see what's going to happen. What's incredible though is this level of the 618 tap. It's unbelievable, isn't it, how accurate it is? It's like if you'd have drawn the fib, you knew exactly where the bounce was coming, you know?
Yeah, no, it's look, it's a science. We love the science here, guys. But again, this mover or moon river, whatever it's called. Okay, so we know this thing's bullish. It's pumped. Again, fundamentally, I don't know what's going on, guys. I know nothing about this token. I couldn't tell you a thing about it other than the chart I'm watching. If there's bullish news and this news is going to create momentum and this thing's going to continue, what you want to do, if you believe in this project, is look for hot zones. Okay, if you didn't get your main areas, all you can do is move into scalper territory there, and you can start looking for these areas. So again, this is how I go about my things as a leverage trader. This is the best way for me as how I play these things. And if this move's going to continue, we're generally going to get reactions off solid areas, and that's how we play the game. So again, and part of this is if you are wrong, you take your medicine and you move on to the next one. But as long as you are trading solid areas and good zones and you are backing your system as to how you go about things, then you are going to win in the long run. So these are my hot zones for mover: 28.2, 25.5. That is what I would suggest looking at. Okay, let's see what else we got here in the chats. We've got Theta. Adam wants to know about Theta. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Theta and Render. That's also, and Cass. Obviously, we've got to talk about Cass. Simon is here as my special guest.
I'll get it.
We can't not talk about Cass.
I'll get it. Don't worry.
Here it is. Okay, so here's your Cass chart. This is Cass on the 12 hour. We got our trend break. And I mean, look, this was a classic double bottom, wasn't it? Look at this.
Yeah.
Classic little move here. 12 hour, not a patience. Okay, and here's Cass now, guys, and these are your supports you need to watch. If you're a Cass believer and a Cass trader, we've now broken a 12-hour trend. So now we are looking at a potential move back to these all-time highs. So call it 0.15. Okay, that would be the range high. So you can see this area here that I've marked. This is a potential target for this move. How do we get there? Well, you'll get a little bit of up, down, all the way up. So what you want to look for, again, bullish sort of pullback zones. So the first one you can identify, obviously we know the 382, that's normally a hot zone, but I do like this juicy horizontal here, 0.113. So I'm loving this 0.113 horizontal, maybe a little push down to the 618. So maybe a little move into this 112, 113 zone. And then if we're bullish on Cass, that's what we're going to get, right? That is what I'm eyeing out for the Cass guys. I mean, this must be music to your ears, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I won't tell you. Well, I see this eventually going up to $1. So this is still early. You know, you're potentially 10x away from a nice high, you know? It's a great token to hold in your spot bag. You don't need to,
okay.
you don't need to be selling this. You need to hold this, in my opinion.
So, guys, yeah, I mean, Simon loves his cash bags. Okay, but here we go. For the traders, these are your retest zones right here for you. Nice little trend break. If the move's going to continue, you're looking for this retest at this range high. So, yeah, there's a potential long there for you guys. Just look for that pullback. So, what do we got here? 114, maybe a dip to 111, 112, that sort of area that could work for us.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at, we got to do render and we got to do theta. Okay, so here's render. Again, not ready for me yet. The reason I want to see render push down into this trend region. Okay, so we have to be a little bit patient here. We can see a lot of these altcoins waited till they got to this trend and these horizontals. So again, this is a hot zone here currently for render at 4.46. You can see I've marked this region here, and these are areas that we need to pay attention to. So keep your eyes on this rising trend, okay, and 618. So this is an area, but it looks like to me that we just need a little bit of time. There could be a little bit more up down here for render, but I think the main move that we're going to get is going to be once we come to this trend, or at least maybe wick down into this trend potentially. So that is what I'm looking at there. Let's look at these stocks. We've got an 8-hour oversold. 12 hours getting there. Okay, so it's not there yet. So for me, that's telling me we need to come down a little bit. Daily, busy with a double bottom. And our 4 hours just turning up. So yeah, I mean, waiting for the trend really for me. What do you have any views on this one?
I've got nothing really to add apart from the 4 hour does look really good right now. The RSIs again, they're down at the 60 line. They're facing upwards. They've just made the switch to hopefully go on a more of a bullish move. So yeah, I think we're somewhere there or thereabouts in the right spot for the only thing that I'm finding a bit interesting is on the 8 hour, we've got a very, very large bearish divergence. I think actually that might have played out already. So in actual fact, it probably won't be a big deal. And it wasn't much of a divergence anyway. It didn't drop very much, but it looks like everything's getting ready for a move up.
Okay, so look, guys, a very simple play here. These are areas you need to watch on render. 4.45 and maybe a push down into this trend, 4.21. So a very simple game plan here. If you get that move, you can grab it there. If they give you a wick down, you can see it, 4.2. If we lose this trend, this is what we expect. We expect a reaction down here. You can see the 50-day MA coming up. So if we lose this trend, we can expect a reaction, okay? But then the push up here, we're going to be looking to exit positions there, or the bears are going to be stepping in, looking for some potential shorts there. So very simple play here. Once we lose these major trends, then we can look, we turn a little bit more bearish. So we're going to look at something along these lines, okay? But if we do get our bounce, then we're going to play the game, and then we turn super bullish once we start breaking these trends and we start pushing higher. So that's the strategy there. Let's see.
I just got an alert on Bitcoin. Just got an alert on Bitcoin under Luxalgo for the 4 hour. Did something just happen?
Oh no, they've just wicked our 786. Okay, so this is where we are. Okay, so they've pinged our first reaction zone here, the 786. Let's zoom in. Okay, so we've hit our first area here. This was this 42.140. That is what we're looking at. Yeah. Okay, so let's see how we go here. And then our next region, guys, remember, 41,700. Okay, that would tie in nicely with that sort of double bottom there. So potential play there for us. And then we really don't want to go here. I mean, I don't want to go here this weekend. 4,700.
Not really.
That's not something I want to see. Okay, so yeah, what are we watching first? 42, 140 here. Then we're watching this 41,700, and really depressed mode. 4,700. Let's.
And then after that, it's 40.5. I don't really want to see that yet.
No, we don't need that in our lives, guys. Come on, we don't need that. We don't need that. Crispy Boy says get dry powder ready. I think Crispy Boy is feeling like we might get some downside here, might get some entry.
Feeling bearish.
Okay, so Adam is still looking for theta, and I went off on a tangent there, and I didn't give you guys theta. So let's look at theta. Okay, so let's zoom out here. Let's just look at the bigger picture and see what's actually going on. So So yeah, you look at this. If you look at theta on the weekly, Adam, it's quite simple. Nothing bearish here for theta, until we lose this major weekly horizontal region. Okay, so right now theta is all good, even down to 1.2. Theta still looks quite solid to me on the weekly, and then the upside of about 38%. So that looks okay. Let's zoom in for you. Let's get a clean one here.
I'm looking on the 8 hour. I've got 1.24 as the 618. I think we're all good until there, aren't we? Certainly down to 1.2.
Yeah. Anything down there. Okay, look at this 4 hours heavily reset. Okay, let's look at the 8, reset, 12, almost there. Okay, so it just tells us maybe, look, the daily wants to come down. This 12 hour tells us we might need to see a little bit more downside here on theta. But again, from a weekly perspective and a major levels perspective, I wouldn't panic until we're losing that 1.2 area, as you can see. Yeah. So again, let's see, 618. Where do you pull that 618? Okay, let's look here. Okay, so I'll take a 618 from this low over here. Let's just get a look at these areas here. 1.26. Okay, that's your 382. No, we don't want to go that deep. Okay, let's take a look here.
I pulled mine on the 8 hour from 23rd of December at midnight.
Yeah, but this is a nice little zone here. Okay, so here's a nice little comfortable zone. Okay, there's a little 618 there. Okay, so that's the one you're talking about. 1.2. What do you got? 1.24. Look out for the wick there. Okay, even this little region here is quite nice. You can see, Adam, look at that, the horizontals here. Okay, so look what they're giving us. Okay, this 4 hours, but you can see there's a little area here, old resistance. So we want that area to hold as support, and that is 1.2. So if we close, I'd say if we start closing under this region here, this 1.19, 1.2, we start closing under there, then yeah, possibly things are a little bit more bearish for theta. But right now, again, nothing to get too worried about until we start losing that area. So just always zoom out again when you got a market pullback and things like that. Just zoom out a little bit, try and get a bigger picture before you get yourself into a spin. Okay, let's see what else we got here. ESV. I see Crispy Boys talking about oil dumping again. Guys, I owe you some oil and gold longs. We've just been altcoin. Yeah, we got to look in the new year, guys. We're going to focus more on some gold and oil for you, but it's just been very exciting with all these alts. So we haven't really had time to get into the golds and the oils. Okay, Lindsay's asking about Filecoin. Okay, there's a lot of Filecoin requests here, so let's see what we got.
I'm getting stopped out and things at the minute. My phone's going a bit crazy.
You're getting melted down.
Yeah, it's in profit. It's not too bad, but yeah, there's a few things beeping now.
Yeah, let's see. Let's get the right shot. Okay, so here's our current Filecoin situation. Again, so nothing really, nothing serious happening here on Filecoin. What did we get? So yesterday we were looking at this. We got that trend break. We got that little retest. That's what we wanted. So for me, Filecoin support 5.8. Anything down to 5.8, you are okay. If we lose that, we are looking at re-entering this range. Okay, so you can see we had a nice little range here. If we lose that region, then we're potentially looking at our next major zone, which is around about 5.3. So right now, again, Filecoin bulls, nothing to panic about here. 5.8 is your support area to watch. So eyes on that guy. Nothing, nothing to worry about just yet. Let's see what else we got. There's questions on
OP, Arbitrum, Link.
Okay, I see BONK. We've got a little bounce here so far. Okay, so this BONK trade is in play. Okay, Litecoin gave us a little 200-day bounce here. Okay, so let's look at Rune, and then we're going to do OP. Okay, so Rune, you can see immediately this 12-hour needs to actually come down a bit more. Okay, let's look at our levels. Okay, so this is Rune on the 12-hour. Yeah, just put it together, a nice little clean little picture here for you guys. So what we got, horizontals. 5.4 is your current horizontal support. And your next region, 5.12. That is your next big zone. You can see this was the big test here on the 12-hour. They came here, they tested this hard, and they bounced hard off this region. So I would say, your 5.1, 5.12, that is your next line of support. So if we lose this current region, that's where I'm looking for a bounce down here, over there. And then let's just dial out a little bit and just get a picture. Okay, so yeah, Rune's done a lot of work here, guys. They don't, if there is a major pullback here, let's see what we got. Okay, we got a 382. Okay, so I'm quite comfortable with this 382 here at this 5.11 region. We've got this major 382 pull here. Not the worst looking thing ever. And then we do have this weekly low. Okay, 4.55. Okay, so big picture stuff, 4.55, 5.1, big picture. Okay, dialed in a little bit. Obviously, things when you dial in 4 hour, 1 hour, those type of things, you can really get a little bit tighter, and that is what I'm looking at here. So current levels 5.4, call it 5.11, 5.1. That's your support there for Rune.
On the weekly. Okay. We're going to be looking back on this and calling for the most enormous cup and handle. You just go back to the weekly real quick. In about 4 months' time or whatever it's going to be, there's going to be the most almighty cup and handle moment.
I mean, it's going to look like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then we are going beyond to the moon. Yeah, the moon's there, definitely.
Yeah. So just don't panic on Rune. Don't panic on Rune. If this market's going to turn bullish, Rune's going to rock. Rune's going to be good. So don't stress on things like that. I see Crispy Boy is calling an oil long. Geez, guys, I'm very tempted to start looking at some of these things. Okay, let's see what else we got. Modify wants Phantom. Yeah, so no changes for Phantom yesterday. We looked at Phantom. We called a bounce there. I think we're okay. Let's take a look.
I've got a nice Solana next to show you as well.
Okay, so here we are with Phantom yesterday. This is a dialed-in version. So those of you that are looking at Phantom, this was the dialed-in version. We were looking for a bounce here yesterday at 47, maybe a little bit lower. We were actually saying maybe 45, 46. We were looking for a bounce. But again, if you zoom out on Phantom, you can see the bigger picture here. And look, it can spend some time coming back to this trend. So, don't be surprised if things turn quiet for Phantom and it does a little bit of this over the next couple of weeks. That's an easy play here. You can see this trend. It really climbed quite quickly. So it makes sense that it might want to come back to visit that trend. But interim support here on Phantom, 47. Okay, you can see that's a clear region. That was the 618. And then lower down, we had a 382. Tying in with these horizontals, so around about 45 to 46. That was also a nice little juicy Phantom zone. But again, nice little picture here. We got a rising trend. Give it time. If it comes back to the trend, it's perfectly acceptable. It's still bullish. It's when we start losing these type of things, then we start getting maybe a little bit depressed here on things like Phantom. But for now, it looks okay to me. Crispy Boy is bearish. I think we're getting that impression there. Okay, what do you got there for us there, Simon?
Got Solana. Do you want to have a look at Solana?
Yeah, okay, I'm bringing up your screen.
All right, cool. Sorry, there we go. So just very quickly, down on the 1 hour at the minute. Obviously, I've been tracking this trend line down. We've had a sort of puncture through it and then we recovered again. So I've been following it. It's been a fairly red trend kind of for most of the way. We went green. We have come green. Now, what I'm seeing is now that we've got all these RSIs that are quite topping out a little bit, we've got things pointing down. And same for Lux Algo. The cash flow there is also pointing down. The VWAP is obviously facing down quite heavily. What I would hope to see is to be able to look back on this trend line and know that we retested it before making our next move. That makes the most sense to me. So I'd expect to see 100 again, certainly, which is kind of in line with these wicks here. And then obviously I would look to enter here. My stop loss would be somewhere in the 97, 96 region below these wicks. And then obviously I'd follow it. I'd track it up here like so. So there'll be at least hopefully another new local high with any luck. So
And look, that daily is nearly at the bottom. Okay, so it is making its way down. So even if things just float around a little bit, that daily should start resetting for us. And look, I'm loving that support. I mean, that's where our entry was yesterday. So we got to yesterday, what did we get? 98, 99 was our entry zone. Anything down to that region, for me, we're still good. It's still that double bottom on that downtrend. So yeah, again, guys, nothing to panic about yet until we start losing major levels. Look, options expiry, things like that they're talking about. We have seen a little bit of FUD in the market. But yeah, so far so good. I'm looking.
Yeah. Sorry, just the other thing I was going to say here. We obviously had a low here. You know, you're talking about a double bottom. We had a low. Obviously had a high because obviously the previous sort of was there. If we actually make this, we're going to make a higher low, and then we'll make a higher high, and then we will actually be on our way again. So this does kind of make sense to me. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, guys, look, let's see how it plays out. I see Valerie did get that BCH entry yesterday. Okay, nice one. I'm still a fan of these old coins to run. You saw my options yesterday that I showed you. So Litecoin still on track, BCH still on track. I want to see those guys move for us. Let's see, there's questions here about Link. Let's cover Link and Near quickly.
Link.
Okay, I'm just pulling up my Link chart here for you guys. Okay, so this is Link on the 12-hour. You can see immediately now I've opened Link. We're looking at this the 12-hour stock. We need to get this 12-hour stock to reset. So it is making its way down. Let's just dial in and see what is going on here. Okay, so this was a trade we gave on Sniper Club. This was a while back though. This was what, the 19th, 20th of December. We gave a trade there on Sniper Club on Link. And you can see we've come through and we banged our TP1, we've banged our TP2, and now obviously resetting and coming back down. So let's just see what we can make out of this thing.
We're on the 618 right now. I drew Fibonacci from the low on the 26th of December. So that wick on the 28th. And then we're right on the 618 now. So it's kind of this point where it might bounce.
Okay, so look, this is what we got here. We've got horizontals lower down. Okay, we need to look at this area. Okay, and I do like this 50-day MA coming up here. So I just want to mark this for you. Bang. Okay, look at that. Okay, so I like for Link, I've got horizontals, I've got a 786, and I've got the 50-day MA. Hot zone for me, 15. If we get Link at 15, I'd say that is a nice little pullback. And then your backup area on Link, 14.8. Okay, these are the main zones. But yeah, I quite like this. Look at this 50-day MA coming out here. So we could get something here. Okay.
And taps the 786 perfectly there, doesn't it?
Look at that. Okay, we've got tie-in here on horizontals as well. Okay, so 786, 50-day MA, that is a preferred level. Right now, like Simon is calling, like Simon says, 618. Okay, remember guys, the sniper zone is a little area just under the 618. Okay, so it doesn't mean it always just pings the 618 and shoots up. Sometimes it goes through and it hangs around at the bottom and then they push it up later. We call it the sniper zone. You'll find guys, they call it the 0.65 and things like that on their chart. So what you can do actually, if you want to highlight the sniper zone, you can put a 0.65. So you can highlight this guy and you can just add a 0.65.
It has the 66 as well, doesn't it? By default, you can turn that on.
There you go. There's your little area, 618 to the 65. That's an area that we play with, and we call that the sniper zone. But a lot of guys work on that one. And then 50-day MA and 786. So those are your next potential zones. Crispy Boy says 2.4 million shorts coming in. Let's look at the current liquidation heat map on BTC. Let's see where we are. Okay, so I like to look at this liquidation heat map on CoinGlass. So this is the one-day liquidation heat map. This is the 100x leverage in orange, 50x leverage in the yellow, and it gives you nice little blocks, and you can see where the market makers might want to come and just flush guys out in this. So you can see here downside quite easily. What have we got here? 41,300, okay, and upside 43,700. But you can see right now there are still more shorts than longs at the moment. Okay, so I think guys are getting bearish now. They're starting to add the shorts, and you know, when the one starts outweighing the next, I think we know kind of what happens. So let's see how we go this weekend. Let's you know, they were talking options close out here in the chat. Let's see. There's always a bit of volatility.
It's end of year. It's end of year as well, isn't it? So it could be a very volatile one.
But yeah, as long as we're watching our levels, okay, look at your good areas, understand your levels, any flush outs. Make sure that your eyes are locked in on your big areas, and you can take advantage of that. Here's OP. So there was a question about OP. Here we are, OP on the weekly. Again, broken all-time highs, major area for you. Anything down to 3, anything down to 3. 3 on the button is where you need to be for OP. Let's dial in a little bit here. Let's see what they're giving us. Okay, we did get a little downtrend there. Let's look at some Fibonacci here. Okay, 786 bounce. Okay, little 786 play there for us. Now we're reclaiming the 618 region. Okay, so that is something interesting to watch. I suppose you could call it a little trend break retest. So yeah, if the market bounces here, you should be okay. Your levels for optimism, 3.5. Okay, this is for the scalpers on the 1 hour. Okay, levels to watch. Loss of 3.5 and loss of 3.4. Okay, guys. So many setups, so much stuff happening now. We've noticed now while this market is moving, a little bit of bearishness, some of the red candles. Remember, just watch your areas. We could be dipping into opportunities here. So don't feel too bearish. If we're dipping into a zone of interest here, just make sure you're ready. Watch your areas because it could be an opportunity. Remember, some of these entries, the best entries we get are when we're feeling ultra bearish, a little bit depressed about things. So when you're dropping into that zone, that is where we need to be looking. So right now for me, those trades are still in play. The ones we looked at earlier, I still like AVAX, Injective, BONK. Where are we? What is that one? LPT. Where are we? BCH. They're still all good for me. Again, be selective which ones. Don't ape into all of them, obviously, unless you're complete degen. But remember, if you ape into all of them and the market reverses, then you're going to be feeling pain on a lot of trades. So remember, I prefer pick your trades. You know, don't ape into every single one. I love small position, big move. That's how I like to play things. And you can see it works out nicely, especially in the trending market. So, yeah, good luck out there this weekend. Simon, any closing arguments for this weekend?
I saw someone put in the comments just now, there's 10 billions worth of options expiring. We might see fireworks later. Combine that with what we've got the end of year. This could be one of those weekends. This could be one of these weekends where it's timing the market versus timing the market.
Okay, so guys, look, enjoy the fireworks. Don't get tangled into too many positions. Yeah, just like have a bit of fun. Watch your areas. Simon, thank you.
Happy New Year.
Later. Okay, guys, take it easy. So I'm away. This is the weekend, not your New Year's Day. So I'll be back. I think it's Tuesday. I'm back in action with you guys. I will obviously update Sniper Club, and I'll get some charts into the Banter Discord VIP as well. I owe you guys some charts over there, so we will update there. But trade safe. Take it easy. Don't wreck yourselves, don't overdo it out there. Because remember, come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there's new opportunities. They're building every time, every day. So back your areas, trust your levels. If it doesn't work out, there's a new opportunity the next day. Guys, be safe this weekend. We'll see you guys later.